Hey Kevin, what are you doing?
So, infrared thermometer, piece of 1/4 inch plate. The table is at 57 degrees Fahrenheit. The piece of metal is at 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Have you ever started a weld on a piece of metal, like with a MIG, and you get that blob right there at the beginning? You know, it doesn't want to penetrate, it looks awful, you got to come back and grind it off and fix it. That's because your metal's cold. Let me put my helmet on, I'll show you real quick, and then I'll show you a way to fix that. So running the Everlast Lightning MTS 275. So it's already on MIG steel, C25 rather. So let's just go to the PowerSet real quick. 030 on the wire, material thickness. Push the right button. 1/4 inch plate, 350 on the wire, 21.9 on the volts. Let me get my helmet, let's spark it up. So I'm not too crazy about the way the PowerSet actually worked. I think I'd change that a little bit for the next piece. But if you look right here, you can see this part of the weld is raised up just a little bit, and then it started to flatten out a little. And that's just from cold metal. That's from that piece of 1/4 inch plate sitting on that 1 inch tabletop, sucking all the heat out of it, and you're just starting from nothing. You're starting from scratch. You got to get that metal up to temperature as you're welding. So let me take this over to the sink. I'll hose it off over there, get it nice and cold again, get it the same temperature as the table itself, and then I'll show you a little trick. It's down to 56 degrees and 56 degrees over there, so we're good to go. And all I want to do is just preheat it. I'm not going to change the welder. I'm going to leave it on the same settings. It's still clamped down to that 1 inch tabletop, nice and cold. The metal is still the same temperature as the table itself. But let me just preheat that area and then run the same bead with it, with the same machine, with the same settings. And that way we can compare the difference between the two of them. And I get a chance to warm up my fingers. Now granted, if you were working with 1/2 inch plate, 3/4 inch plate, inch plate, you wouldn't be using a propane torch. You'd be using oxyacetylene, you'd be using a rosebud. But let's just try this, let's just see what happens. Now, and if you look over here, you see that ring of moisture? It always amazes me how much moisture a piece of steel can actually hold. When you put heat to it, and you see the moisture just moving away from your heat. It's kind of cool. So now we're at 209. Let's give it a minute or two longer. Yeah, we'll speed up the video. Go get a cup of coffee, come back. Yeah, we're at 220. That's good. Let's weld it. So here's the cold weld, and particularly looking at that portion of the weld right there where I started. And you see, I'll turn it flat here in just a second, but this edge just, it just doesn't look right. There's just something wrong there. And here's the preheated side, and you look at the same start of the weld, and it just looks a lot flatter. It looks like it's sunk in better. It got better penetration off of it. And if you just, look at the profile on the cold weld and look at the profile on the preheated weld. So yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. You got to drag a torch out, you got to preheat something to be able to do a weld on it, when all you really want to do is just grab your welder and get it, and just get the job done. But it really does make a difference. And of course, a way to cheat on this, maybe you don't have to preheat it exactly. Well, if you can get it up off that big heat sink, this 1 inch tabletop, it's sucking all the heat out of everything. So just to take a piece of, a couple pieces of stock and get underneath it where you can raise it up off the table, that'll help concentrate your heat from your welder up here in the metal that you're welding, rather than having the table suck up a bunch of it. And this can also help, if your welder isn't big enough to weld 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, you can always preheat it, and that'll help you get a little better penetration out of it. thank you for watching. Don't forget to reach up there and hit that notification bell so you know when the new videos come out. And I'll see you all next time. So she said, start from the beginning. At first, there was nothing. And then, bam!